Extending the life of your landscaping. That is the topic of today's program, and we're just delighted that you've joined us here today. Mark, there's probably a lot of homeowners that can relate to today's topic because, you know, when you live at a place for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you need to upgrade every once in a while and extend the life of your landscape.
And the situation that we had here, Craig, is absolutely a beautiful landscape, and they've done a great job maintaining it, but we just simply got to a point where things were getting so tight and somewhat overcrowded that we needed to give it a little bit more breathing room. And so what we did was we went around, kind of assessed the different areas in that, and we enlarged the landscape bed anywhere from 2 to 3 feet, giving it some additional room to grow. And then also, while we were putting in the new edging, the stone, and the weed barrier, some of the areas that were a little tight, a little difficult to get the riding lawnmower in, we made those adjustments as well.
Stone ground cover, you've continued that theme here, right?
Yes, it's very low maintenance. And then over here to the viewer's right, we had a large, actually a very beautiful weeping cherry tree, but unfortunately, it had lived its life and it was too big for the house. We've got a lot of neat architectural details here. We've got the bay window, we've got this beautiful stone here on the front porch, and the cherry tree just was hiding all of that.
Yeah.
And so we've replaced it with a specimen red Japanese lace leaf maple.
One of your favorites, as I recall, right?
Absolutely. You know, it required something special and to be a wow here, and I think that's the perfect tree.
Any special challenge with the makeover here in this corner of the landscaping?
Well, the challenge is that we wanted this all to blend together, and I feel that we definitely accomplished that.
Yeah, very good. What else you have going on here?
Well, the homeowner just completed the construction of a separate 2-stall garage, and I'd like to share that with the viewers as well.
Let's go take a look. Well, Mark, on the other side of the driveway here, and you've got a lot of activity going on here, but it all blends just as it did up front.
Well, thank you. And with the new garage here, we wanted to create some nice entrance plantings. It's actually the first thing as the homeowner and guests pull up into the driveway that they see. And so we've got some pretty unique and specimen type of plantings, as well as things that we're going to be providing color spring, summer, and fall. And equally important, we want to have some winter interest as well.
We have a little moisture going on today with the sprinkles. What about irrigation in this area here?
You know what, the homeowners are going to be doing some additional hand watering just to get things established for the first growing season. After that, they'll become rooted in and well established.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like the blue spruce here.
Isn't this pretty?
Yeah.
We wanted to have a little bit of height, but didn't want something that gets too tall. This is one of our little dwarf patio trees. It's top grafted, and so the height that you see here, it will never get any taller than that. But Craig, what's going to happen is the crown of this little miniature tree is going to continue to grow and just require some occasional pruning.
I love the way that you can train these plants, trees, and shrubs, and then the homeowner is really the beneficiary, right? I mean,
they've got the easy part afterwards.
Yeah. What else is going on here?
Well, we've got these drift roses. They're very similar to our very popular knockout roses that they bloom all spring, summer, and fall. Kind of nonstop blooming, putting out over 2,000 blooms per season. We've got them surrounded the little glow blue spruce patio tree for a splash of color. And then because of the exterior of the garage, we're going with some of the darker tones. And to the viewer's right here, you see some of the shrubs that have the more burgundy leaves. And got a couple of our little dwarf Weigelias here. Not only do these have burgundy colored leaves, but these will go through 3 bloom cycles. We're actually in between bloom cycles right now, but they bloom with a hot pink trumpet shaped flower. And not only do we think that they're cool, but hummingbirds think that they're very cool.
Wow, neat. Hey, before we get too far away from the roses, what's the diff between the knockout rose and what we're seeing here today?
Great question. And a couple of differences. The size, these only get to be about 18 inches in height. Knockout roses get to be about 3 to 4 feet in height. And then also the flower head, these are more of a miniature rose, and so just a little smaller compact package. And out here, we just really didn't want to have that much height that what a knockout rose would provide.
You still get the beauty though, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Neat.
We've got a beautiful 9 bark here, and this starts blooming in the springtime, continues to bloom into the summertime. You see the clusters of pink and white flowers here. Nice, pretty, clean, deep burgundy colored leaves. Gives us some height and some color contrast up against the siding here. And then we've got a little splash of yellow color down there with a perennial black-eyed Susan.
Yeah. Again, one of your favorites.
Oh my goodness, they perform so well, and they're so low maintenance. And you know what, as you drive around Michiana, you really do see their popularity.
Right, right. We don't see a lot of cacti around, do we?
No, you don't, but it is something that does grow and thrive well here in Michiana. It's one of our hardy cactuses, and if you have been here about a month and a half or two ago, you would have seen beautiful pastel yellow colored flowers on it. And it's a nice little rock garden plant that doesn't get very tall. Going to only reach to be about 18 inches in height.
Okay.
And the beauty of this, Craig, is it's going to spread kind of like a ground cover. Going to grow over the top of the stones
Very
here.
good.
Got it tucked in between the boulders. And you know what? If one of the guests just happens to drive over the edge of it, they are so forgiving. It
No
won't
big
hurt it
deal.
up. No big deal at all.
Very good.
Then we've also got these variegated century plants with those green and gold colored leaves. They're actually a perennial that's in the evergreen family, and then later on in the summertime they get a tall spike with white showy flowers on them.
Well, the homeowner here has done a great job with the landscaping, and one of the latest additions here to the property is the new garage barn here, right?
Yes, yes.
Isn't that cool?
Gives them some additional storage.
Yeah.
And what you'll see is a couple of dwarf Alberta spruce. We're into balance and symmetry here. We've got one on each side of the overhead garage doors here. And those do a great job of naturally shaping themselves. Eventually, in about 12, 15 years, they're going to get to be about 5-6 feet in height.
All right. Now the ground cover was here, some of it at least. You've extended here as well?
Well, actually, this is all new because of the new addition, but around the house, we blended new with
That's
the
right.
existing.
And the fieldstone?
Yeah, the flagstone path that we've got here, we wanted to give some nice access. So we've got a couple of paths, nice little garden path going through here, and then as well as a path leading up to this curved bench, which absolutely fits into the curve shape of the driveway here.
It does, it does. Now there's something else here you added, and that's the flagpole.
That's actually the focal point. I love it here. Homeowners actually added the solar light there, and that shines up there in the evening.
Isn't that great? That is super. What else is going on, Mark?
Well, we've got a couple of our dwarf gold thread cypress here for a splash of color. And then we've got our knockout roses here. We've got our red knockout roses, which we are wanting a little bit more height around the telescopic flagpole. And we're in between some bloom cycles with the roses right now, but when they're in their glory, along with the gold thread cypress, it is a beautiful combination.
I can see that. Now you've got some things going on here on the side of the garage as well, and to the front of it.
Yes, and we wanted to blend in the new with the existing landscape, and so wanting some height here on the corner. This is one of our fine line buckthorns. Only gets to be about 2 to 3 feet in width, and it's going to get to be about 6, 7, possibly 8 feet in height.
I like what's going on here. Did you have anything to do with that?
Well, kudos to the homeowner there. They visited our home and garden center, got some advice, and they've planted those themselves.
All right. Well, speaking of the homeowner, Dave is the husband of the combo, the husband and wife, and I know he's excited about what's happened here.
Yes, I'd like to bring him in here.
All righty. Well, Dave is the homeowner, and Dave, good to see you here today. Thank you for inviting us out to your beautiful home.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure having you out here. It's been a pleasure working with Linton's on this project. Lori and I absolutely are pleased with the outcome of the project.
Well, it looks beautiful, and Mark tells me that you had a lot to do with what's going on here in the 9 or 10 years that you've been here. I mean, you've been working at it, haven't you?
Yes, we've lived here now for 9 years and continually working on the landscape, trying to keep it improved and looking good for the neighborhood.
And I think your neighbors are picking up the ball, too. I noticed that next door.
Yeah, we've had a lot of comments with the work going on around here. Neighbors very satisfied with the progress and the outcome of the project.
Very good. Well, of all the things that Linton's has done here, Dave, what would you say is maybe your tops, your favorite?
Well, my favorite is the ease of doing business with Linton. This project, we had an idea, had Mark come out, he gave us some suggestions, walked around, looked at the plants, advised what we needed to do, and with extending the rock garden out, extending the life of the current plants without replacing a bunch of them, at the garage project, just beautiful with what he suggested.
Mark said that one of the challenges here would be to make it look seamless, to get the original to mix and blend with the new extended gardens and the beds. He's done that.
He's done an excellent job of that. Very happy with it.
What about Lori? What's maybe one or two things that she's really excited about?
Lori really liked the plants that we had picked out that Mark had suggested for us. The bench over there, the concrete bench in front of the flagpole, is probably her favorite.
I like that, and it kind of welcomes people as they come up the drive.
Yes, it does. And it blended in well with the landscape that we had currently going on.
Well, it looks like you've done just about everything out here, Dave. You and Lori talk about doing anything additional down in the next year or two?
Currently, we're going to let these plants settle in, take a look at it, and definitely keep Linton's in mind if we would want to move forward with other landscaping projects.
Well, let's bring Mark Linton on here. Mark, you still got a little rain on your shoulder there, don't you?
You know, the plants are absolutely loving it.
Yeah,
So.
they are. Well, you've got a great property here, and I think what Dave has said, Mark, is that his favorite thing about the whole process was the ease of working with your crew, and kudos to your gang.
Appreciate the kind words, and also appreciate the opportunity for our company to serve both you and your wife, and also the opportunity to share your home with the viewers. And appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We're very pleased. Your staff, your workers have done an excellent job.
Thank you, Dave.
Now, there's others that will probably want to extend their landscape, and Mark, for those that are watching right now that kind of like what Dave and Lori has done, what they've done together, what would you suggest? What's the very first thing that maybe someone watching should do?
We're just simply a phone call away.
Just a phone call, or you can go online at lintons.com, of course, and get the ball rolling. Mark, is this a good time to be talking about doing landscaping? Here we are in September.
You know, especially with the cooler temperatures that we're experiencing now, and also the rain, it's a great time for doing transplanting.
All right, very good. Dave, thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Mark, as always, thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Great job, and we've got a whole lot more coming up, so stay with us. We'll be right back.